Alright, welcome to the first Escalation Tournament game 500-500, Wood Elves vs Undead Legions. This is the second opponent using a mainly Vampire Counts force to start at 500 points, using a fully Skeleton force. So here's his army, starting with a White King. He has a Sword of Striking to hit on 3s or 2s, normally 3s against Elves, and then a 6-up Ward Save, which is pretty decent, and a 4-up Armor. 30 Skeletons as a block, 5 Black Knights, and 12 Graveguard for an Anvil. Here's my deployment being the Wood Elf player. I have my Eternal Guard, of course, in the front, getting ready to hold down whatever Anvil he sends at me. I've got my Anvil unit ready to do some flanking, and my 2 Archer units picking off whatever I don't want to deal with in the first place, because that's what they do best. Here's my opponent's deployment. He's got his White King hanging out inside his Graveguard unit, and a Black Knight's on his flank. A pretty standard front battle line deployment. I like this army because it has no wizard, kind of sticking with the theme of the entire tournament. It's kind of fun. So he wins first turn, and he goes ahead and throws his Black Knight straight up in the front. We're disregarding the within 12 inches of the Vampire rule because we have no Vampire, and we're kind of switching around the rules for a 500-point tournament. So that's the end of his turn. He has no shooting or magic, so we move on to my turn. I kind of just shift around. I notice my archers are poking out to the left a little bit too much, so I try to shuffle them as much as I can in. I move my Eternal Guard back an inch and my Wildwood Rangers to suit just like them. Shooting phase, I roll amazing, but he also rolls amazing. I do 4 wounds, and he saves all but 1. So 1 Black Knight falls, which is good enough for me. I think 1 Black Knight is good enough. Taking out, I think it's 23 points for 1 Black Knight. So his turn is next. He continues to trundle up because that's what Undead does. He takes his Black Knights and continues to move forward, making sure to stay out of my easy charge arc of my Wildwood Rangers because they are a perfect counter to Black Knights. Because I strike first, I'll still have poison damage. Move to my turn. I decide that I do not want to take the risk and take the 10-inch charge because I'm Wood Elves and why would I waste my time? So Eternal Guard, they stay forward while the Rangers scoot another inch back so the Black Knights don't hit me, and the Glade Guards scoot over. I shoot out another Black Knight, which is pretty great. He has a 3-up armor save against all my shooting, which is pretty good. He's rolling about average for all of his armor saves. I wish I could kill a few more at this point, but, you know, a guy can dream. Alright, so he decides to double charge my unit, so I panic here a little bit. I'm scared. But my Eternal Guard, they haven't really failed me in the past, and I expect nonetheless. And I finished painting all of them, so statistically they should roll better. Right? They do. I destroy, my hero kills 3 and the Eternal Guard only killed 2, but the armor saves were great. I think I saved 2 out of the 4 wounds on 6s, and then they're stubborn, they lost by a whole bunch because of ranks, but I stuck because I'm Eternal Guard. So because of that, I fly in with my Wildwood Rangers on my next turn. I kill his White King outright with my attacks. The rest of the Graveguard die from the rest of my other attacks. I think there's one little Graveguard hiding in there. The Eternal Guard just kill 1. So the Black Knights on his turn charge my unit of archers. He only kills 1. I fail leadership and fly off the board. But he also flies off the board, and this is really important, and I think it's going to save the rest of my archers' lives because as many points as I have is what I have. Oh, this is good. So I kill the remaining Graveguard, which puts my Wildwood Rangers outside of the combat. My Eternal Guard stay in combat and kill every single one of their attacks wounds and kills, and then the hero kills an extra 1 guy. He's on the extra attack dance right now. And then it goes into my turn. Sorry for the vertical picture. My Wildwood Rangers go into the flank of the Skeletons, and this is going to be good because they already cause fear. I get double attacks. I'm still partially in my forest, getting poison attacks and rerolling 1s. Oh, it's going to be glorious. And it is. I kill down to 9 guys. He does enough wounds to almost kill my Eternal Guard, but I save them, and they end up surviving. They crumble all the way to death. That means I killed 31 Skeletons in that combat, I think. And the Wildwood Rangers don't take any casualties. And the Black Knights come on the board to face my reformed army. As you see, my 2 banners just kind of standing there heroically. My archers have scooted back into the forest by now, just in case things got a little bit frisky. I think this is looking pretty good for me. And it does. My Wildwood Rangers charge out of the forest. I retain my poison attacks as it says in the Warhammer rulebook. Surprise, I didn't know that. And I go ahead and roll 3 poison straight ups. He fails his armor saves, and he dies, which means a table for the Wood Elves. Here is the victorious army. As you see, I completely finished painting. I hope to give you guys some close-up pictures in the coming battle reports. I'm quite proud of how they turned out. Got some really good blending on the capes, and the archers I'm really excited about too. Thanks for watching. Alright, so the game overview. So I'm surprised on how the double charge went. It was looking really good for my opponent. He had a 31 strong unit of skeletons and a unit of 12 grave guard. There we go, that was a struggle. And I think the problem is I killed so many and he killed so few that both units had to take trouble from just the grave guard struggled because of the combat resolution. But because I'm stubborn, the thing he was relying on is for me fleeing, but I just needed to roll under a 9, which I rolled like a 3, so I was totally okay. And the Eternal Guard, they still haven't failed me. I'm not sure why they're so incompetent. Maybe I'll figure out at higher points, but I absolutely love them. Alright, as always, thanks for watching. Comment below. It's really nice to talk to people rather than just a little screen. Enjoy the battle reports. They'll be coming pretty frequently as with the tournament. That was a complete swarm with the Wood Elves. Here we say on the THB Battle Report channel, get hammered.